I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about the subject of artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, as you know, has transformed every aspect of life, and education is certainly not immune. So first of all, artificial intelligence is, of course, a very powerful tool that, when used properly, can assist us with all kinds of tasks. I personally use it a lot. One of my favorites is Google Notebook, which allows you to create a artificial intelligence podcast from virtually any source that is very, very helpful in explaining difficult concepts. So AI can really be useful. In addition, of course, it's here to stay. It's not going away. It's only going to get more powerful. It's only going to get more integrated into life. And to ignore it and pretend that's not true would simply be foolhardy. These trends simply can't be ignored. But there's a big problem, and that is that AI gets things wrong a lot. And this is a real problem because academia, college, scholarship are all about being accurate and rigorous fact-checking and making sure that people know what your sources are. AI often gets it wrong, and I can just give you two personal examples. I was just interested in looking up Chicago jazz clubs, and so I asked ChatGPT to give me a list of the top 10 jazz clubs in Chicago. One of the clubs it gave me I had never heard of before, so I went to look it up, and it turned out the club simply did not exist. It never existed. And when I asked ChatGPT about it, it told me that it had invented it, and it had done so because it thought that it was the kind of club that I might like. Another example, I was curious. The House Rules Committee has 13 members, and I was curious about how long that had been true, and so I asked ChatGPT how long the House Rules Committee had 13 members, and it came back and told me that the House Rules Committee had 41 members, and it actually made me start to doubt my own sanity, but I actually had to argue with ChatGPT, and eventually it admitted that I was right and it was wrong. And I can tell you, I do detect a lot of students using AI on papers and on assignments, and that is because they often use false information, fake sources, quotes that don't exist, false facts, facts that can't be sourced. And so this happens all the time. And of course, this is a problem in the real world as well. Attorneys have been submitting legal briefs that have been written by AI, and they are sanctioned by the courts because they make false arguments. They refer to cases that don't exist. More recently, Robert Kennedy Jr. in the Department of Health and Human Services issued a report that was apparently created by AI, and it was filled with errors, and it had to be rescinded. So AI can be a powerful tool if it's used properly, but it must be used properly. With all that in mind, I'd like to talk about both how I will use AI in the course and how you will use AI in the course. So first of all, regarding how I'll use AI in the course, many of the lectures that you will view were created before AI came onto the scene, and therefore many of the lectures have no AI content at all. Some of the newer lectures do incorporate AI. Now, I always begin with notes that were written by me. So all of the content, the substantive content, is based on things that I have written, and I always check the final output for accuracy. With regards to the videos, I tend to use, with regard to the visuals, a combination of sources. I use some historical footage, I use some stock video, and I occasionally use AI-generated video and graphics. With regard to the audio, many of the videos use my own voice, like this one.
But some lecture videos do use AI-generated voiceovers, including AI podcasts generated by Google Notebook.
With regard to grading, when you submit assignments via Canvas, they are automatically run through an AI detector. But other than that, I do not use AI in my grading. I do all of the grading personally without the assistance of AI. So how can you use AI in this course? First, AI use will continue to be forbidden on the exams, which will be closed book, no internet, no AI exams. The exams are supposed to test what you know, not what you can copy, and therefore AI use will be prohibited. There are some small assignments in the course, and AI will be permitted on some of those assignments. They won't be permitted on other assignments, and I will clearly indicate which are which. But the biggest change regarding AI has to do with the term paper, where you have an option. You can choose to either write a regular term paper or an AI-assisted paper. If you choose the regular paper option, no AI use will be allowed. You will be asked to construct your paper the old-fashioned way, using our academic databases and other traditional sources of research. If you choose this option, I will give you intensive feedback on your writing because I know it will be your writing, and I will assume you want to improve your writing, and so I am more than willing to give you that feedback. If you choose the regular paper option, there may be errors in your paper, and if that occurs, they may harm your grade, but they will not automatically result in a failing grade. However, if you choose the regular paper option and you use AI, that will result in an automatic 0 on the paper. The second option is the AI-assisted paper, and with this option, AI use is required. Since you will be using AI, I am not going to give you any feedback at all on your writing with regard to the AI-assisted paper because you did not write it. With this option, you will be required to use AI to submit a first draft. You're then going to be required to fact check your own draft in various ways, and you will then submit a final draft, which will either be AI written or AI assisted. And the problem for you here is that a single error in the AI assisted paper will result in a grade of C. And if the paper contains even 2 errors, it will result in an automatic 0. So with regard to the regular paper, any use of AI will result in an automatic 0. And with the AI-assisted paper, 2 errors will result in an automatic 0. So you have the option of how extensively you want to use AI in this course.